Yes, Ahu Niranjanah. Can we, let us say together, Ahu Niranjanah. Shanto Bodhoham Prakrate Parah Etavantam Aham Kalam Mohine Vividambita. This verse is almost like a song. Oh, you might have heard the song recently on Inauguration Day of Amandas. So it's almost like that. So, Aho Niranjanah Shanto Bodhoham Prakrate Parah. So first, let us start with what exactly is meditation. Meditation or mindfulness is a state of consciousness, here and now. It is not a product that can be produced by some activity of the mind and the body. It is self-discovery. Last time I think we talked about lost and found. It is already within us. So what is this self-discovery? We can never say. I can never say I'm not present here and now. Oh, I'm definitely present here and now and I'm listening. Then, who is this I? That is what the real self is. Still, we cannot see, we cannot find. We label ourselves that we are man, we are women, we are this and that, with reference to the body. We cannot see or feel the real self. That is another understanding. It is because the mind created a veil, a delusion around the real self, like the dust around the mirror. So the mirror is there, but we cannot see the image because of the dust. And that dust around the mind is due to the wrong notion, delusion, ideas. Who are you? I am Girish. So now that mind and the intellect has conviction with this wrong idea that Girish is only a name, but I say I am Girish. So as long as this dust is removed, we cannot find our real self. What should we do to remove ignorance? Now another question comes. We need right knowledge to remove ignorance or wrong knowledge and notion in the mind. Or is it address? Is your address is 29 Wilton Street, Anne's address? No one should go there. No, it is not 29, it is 27. So you see that? I don't need an action. I need to remove the wrong notion. What is the wrong? There should be a process by which we separate the wrong knowledge from the right knowledge. We should know what is right and good. And to separate wrong from the right, we need viveka, that we discussed in other sessions. Discernment in the mind is required. And that discernment leads to the dispassion. What are the three questions? Do you remember? How the dispassion is attained, how the knowledge of the real self is attained, and how freedom is attained. In the very first chapter, the seeker asked 3 questions. And now you already know what Master answered. What is real self? His focus was that forget about the rest of the thing. You are already a seeker. You are in the state of a dispassion. So let us understand what is this real self. In 20 verses, in 20 different ways, the Master gave that understanding. What are the attributes of the real self? What is real self? How the real self is present everywhere. That we have undergone. So now you can ask the question, did Master answer the questions? Normally, the Masters in the Eastern Wisdom answers the seeker. They do not answer the questions. So you see that? It was it appears it is not logical. How dispassion is attained? If you read all the 20 verses that we have covered, you don't find the answer. But it is a big question. So it means the seeker knows roughly what exactly is dispassion, and hence he asks the question, how dispassion is attained. His mind is totally focused. So seeker always asks big questions, and the questions how dispassion can be attained can only come into the mind of a seeker. So seeker already knows about the discernment, because the second step is the dispassion, and discernment is a power. So what is the summary? That master always answers the seeker. They don't answer the questions. Now there is one tradition. There is one tradition in Eastern wisdom that says freedom, awakening is here and now. You need not to do any practice. So this seeker of this book has done lot of practices. He has almost found that real self. But he did not understand how that realization, how the meditative state can be present here and now. Here and now, without any practice. So that is why he approached a 14-year-old master. Look at him. And the king was almost 70 years old. Now compare it with the Buddha. Buddha spent years in the kingdom, married, then left home, and then spent 6 years on austerity. What is that austerity? Same. It is hidden in these three questions. How to attain the knowledge of the reality. Knowledge of the reality reveals the real self. Once the knowledge, that real self is revealed, freedom or awakening takes place. So it took him to become the highest level of a seeker for 6 years. Meditation is always here and now. So now what happened to the Janka after listening to his master Astavakra? What happened? So neither I am that master, but you may be a seeker of that category. So now the king seeker expresses the master what he is, what his experiences are after listening. Because the highest level of a seeker lives in dispassion, in discernment all the time. And they find the aha moment, wow moment at all the time, 24/7. So what he says now, see that. Aho niranjanah, I am spotless. That is his experience. First, I am spaho niranjanah. I am the peace. He doesn't say I am in peace. He says I am the peace. Shanto bodhoham. I am pure awareness. He is narrating the experiences the way you have been sharing your experiences. So he is sharing his experiences. Aho niranjana shanto bodhoham prakrate paraha. A simple translation, then we will go in detail. He says, Aho niranjana, I am spotless or taintless. I am peace. I am awareness. I am beyond this world of change. And then what he says? That is another way of sharing the experiences. He says, until now, etavantam aham. Until now I have been deceived by delusion. I have been mohine vidambitaha. I have been duped by the delusion in the mind. That delusion has now disappeared. I am settled in my real self, he got the answer of all the three questions. So first see, Niranjanaha. Aho Niranjana. I am taintless. I am spotless. So what the taint is caused by the mind. What is that taint? I am the body. I am husband. I am wife. I am this. I am that. All the labels are gone. My mind is settled within. Another experience he shares, I am the peace. Two things. I am in peace. I am relaxing. I am in calmness. Now I am. But here what he says, I am the peace. Means I have revealed that real self which is of the nature of permanent peace and happiness. Then he says, I am awareness. Bodhoham. Bodhoham. We in Sanskrit, we say Buddha. In our country we say Buddha. So Buddha normally is also is known in Sanskrit, known as very old, when we pronounce that. So he says, Bodhoham, I am pure awareness. So that word Bodh comes from Buddha. So earlier name of the Buddha was Siddhartha, Gautam. So when he got awakened, he was known as Buddha. So what he says, I am awareness. Now can you show me the shape and the size, the color of the awareness? No. So it means the mind has transcended the shape, size, name and the form in the world. So that is why we say that in Eastern sense organs are the instruments by which we see the world of name and the form. Mind is an instrument of knowledge by which we understand the natural phenomenon of the world. And Eastern wisdom is an instrument of knowledge that helps us to go beyond the mind, transcend the mind. The moment we transcend the mind, we find I am pure awareness. I am the peace. I am taintless. He doesn't stop there. After listening all these 20 verses, he says, Prakrate Paraha. Prakrate Paraha means, I am beyond. Now I see that there is something here that is beyond the changes that I see through the mind in the world. What are the changes? The world is constantly changing. One, and the mind reflects these changes as likes and dislikes, pain, pleasure, profit, loss, etc., etc. Who says that I just see that there is here that is non-changing. Prakrate Paraha. I am beyond the world of change and the world of people, place, time, events, body, mind, intellect and ego. Evahantam. Evahantam. That's another beautiful. Eva, until now. Before listening to you, until that time, I was cheated, duped by the delusion created in the mind. Delusion is not outside, delusion is inside. What appears true is not true. And I have been giving you the same examples. The sky is not blue, but still I see the blueness of the sky. But inside, I know it is not. I see the waves. The wave is not the water is the reality. The pot is not the reality, but that very pot by which it is made up of is reality. I see the pot, but close examination with discernment and dispassion, if you see, what is on the right side of the pot? It is ceramic. Left side of the pot, it is ceramic. Bottom, it is ceramic. So where is the pot? So pot is simply the name and the label and the form. The same way we have different names, we have different shape and sizes, weight and the height. But this is not we are, that we always claim we are. That is what the delusion is. So if we want to understand from the point of the view of the king, he said, no, I'm not a king, and I'm also not a beggar. I am only pure awareness. I am the peace. I am the spotless. I am beyond that delusion created by the mind. Where he says, eva hantam kalam mohaneva. Mohanev is the delusion. The word delusion is known as moha. Now see, understand that moha, the delusion, means simply what appears true is not true, but from where it has entered into the mind. Can you guess? From where it has entered into the mind? Because of strong desire. And from where the desire has come? Because desire comes from, I like something, I want to grab something outside for the sake of happiness. From where that idea and the thought has come into my mind that this pasta or this person, we say we have a crush. I have a crush. And after some time you are crushed because you have a crush. That crush is likes and dislikes and attachment and detachment. From where it has come? My mind has entered out in the world through the sense organs with the likes and dislikes. So you see, the entire process of delusion has taken place from the desire. Whether I say desire ends up in delusion. Whether I say I likes and dislikes or a crush, it ends in delusion. So what is the way to become a seeker? What it takes us to be pure, spotless and taintless? The moment the knowledge enters the intellect. Now see the intellect. Normally sometimes people say, teachers in our tradition say, no, you just do the practice and everything will happen. You have to believe it. No. Belief must be supported by inquiry. This is the beauty of this text. The moment the knowledge enters the intellect, all the past impressions drops, dissolves. I just told you, 29 Wilton Street, Princeton, is your address, and no, 27. See that. Don't go to her home, I've just exposed her address. So, without permission. So you see 27, where the 29 has gone? It has gone. Instantly it disappeared. So that is the way. That is the way this seeker is explaining. Where he is explaining, the moment the knowledge enters the intellect, all the past impression drops and dissolves. Like the darkness dissolves when there is a light. This is what seeker is saying. I am spotless. What is the delusion? I have already explained to you. What are the impurities of the mind? Yes, it is because of the likes and dislikes. And likes and dislikes is perceived by the sense organ through the mind, and that causes the desire. Desire causes the delusion. Now, you add the discernment there. So now you are becoming a seeker. You add dispassion there. Now you become the highest level of a seeker. So in that state of a dispassion, you listen to the teacher. And when you listen to the teacher, this is what the seeker is saying, I'm into that. I'm into that state. So, aho niranjanah shanto bodhoham prakriti parah aitavantam Aham kala mohine vidambita. I am duped. I am duped. I am cheated by my own mind. Do I dare to accept that? So dare to accept comes from the mind of a seeker. This is what the first verse is. So every time the mind aspires to meditate, examine how far we have moved to become a seeker always succeeds. Normally what happens? Oh, let me attend the meditation session, close my eyes, focus on the breath. Oh, today I am relaxed. Today I am not relaxed. After a week, I don't like the teacher. So I go to another teacher. I like that teacher for about a week. Then I say, I don't like his meditation practice. So let me find another. So where the mind is moving? In likes and dislikes. So I am missing the discernment and dispassion. Meditation will not succeed. Do whatever you do. You meet 100 teachers. It doesn't make any difference. So what is the most important thing to remember? Every time we like to practice meditation, ask yourself, have I become a seeker? Can I become a seeker? How to become a seeker? So that leads us to success in meditation. So let us start the journey. Close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Eyes are closed. I know it is challenging to translate every verse into the practice, but I will present. The eyes are closed. You are aware of the body. Are you aware of the body? Yes. Are you in the mode of discernment? What it means? Intellect deep inside is aware that I am not the body. So that helps you to maintain the steadiness in the body. Okay. And now the mind is facing within. Mind facing outside. Then we are engaged and duped and deceived by the world. And when the mind is facing within, I am the seeker. See that? Now being comfortable. So looking at the neck joint, being there, experiencing sensation, being comfortable and steadiness. What is this? This is an experience in the mind. But I have to go beyond the mind. So what is behind sensation, being comfortable and steadiness? It is space. Who knows this space? Awareness. I'm pure awareness. Meditation is a play and a fun. It's a joy of conscious living. Look at the shoulder joints again. You see that I follow the same steps, but I'm tweaking based on the verse. So, sensation, being comfortable in steadiness. Go deeper, space. Who knows the space? The seer, the knower. And who is the knower? Is the pure awareness. The entire body. Move the mind on all the joints of the body and with discernment and dispassion. You see, when we have to give the practice, we have to point out, are you a seeker? So, looking at all the joints and experiencing sensation, being comfortable, and steadiness. So when the seeker narrates his experiences that he is beyond the world of a change, that is where I picked up a step which I say being carefree. So I will only change the expression. Where is that being carefree? Thoughts are coming and going. You see, the thoughts are separate from you, the way the traffic on the road are separate from where you are standing across the road. The way the space is different from the birds flying in the sky. The way the waves are there on the surface of the water, deep inside, the mind remains calm. But we have to take a step further. Whatever is changing, there is one inside, unchanging. That is the perceiver, that is the knower, that is the seer. And whatever changes takes place that mind experiences is not me. Not only the thoughts. So when you live into that discernment and dispassion, you have a grand vision. What is that grand vision? You instantly realize body takes birth, grows and dies. Hence I am not the body. Breath continues and leaves one day. I am not the breath. The mind and the thoughts are constantly changing. I am not the mind. I am not the thoughts. When I am not the mind is the container of all the thoughts, experiences. Then what? So you are just watching in the state of discernment and dispassion. I am beyond the world of change, whether it is thoughts, body, cell, breath, mind, intellect, ego, money. You can take even everything outside also. Can you say it is a subtle awareness? Yes. Can you say it's a grand awareness of the scheme of the things in the world that is constantly changing is not me? I am the one who is a witness to all. Can the witness be with a taint? No. I am natural. I am spotless. I am spotless. Again, giving the same example, 29, Wilton Street. No, it is 27. Now apply that. Mind says, I am the body. Hold on. Discernment and dispassion. No, I am not the body. Done. Practice is done. Then the mind goes to the breath. Come on, I am the breath. Then again you know it is changing. Whatever is changing is not you, can never be you. What we need? Awareness. Knower. So what happens if I am not any change? I am spotless. When there is no change, that is another way. I am already in calmness and peace. So we'll continue to follow the same with reference to the journey, the verse today, the world outside. You are not going to control your mind. You are not suppressing your mind. Become aware of the world outside. Now I know 100%. This is whatever I see, feel, taste is a part of the world, and the world is constantly changing, and I am not the world. I live into that awareness. So let the change continue. I cannot control. Why should I control? So awareness of the world outside. People, place, time, event, things. And the mind. Now look at the physical body. You are the physical body. Who says? Mind in delusion. When the mind sits in the body, it takes the shape of the same body, and then this mind says, I am the body. So it is the physical mind, and the physical mind cannot live in discernment and dispassion. How simple. When the knowledge settles in the intellect with a clarity and conviction, that knowledge is nothing but awareness, and that awareness descends into the mind, perceives the reality, and the aha moment comes. Let us go little deeper. Then the body, it is the breath. So it is not that we make extra effort to be aware of the breath, simple awareness of the breath. And what is that simple awareness of the breath? You are looking at the breath going in and out. You are looking the feeling of the breath inside the tip of the nose, and no change in the rate and the rhythm of the breath. Why? Because you know any change is not you. So you explore further. The mind goes deeper. There is nothing going inside and outside. Why? I am not the body. So where comes the question of going in and out? See that? So the knowledge of the reality should be revealed with awareness of the breath. Normally, our mind is focused on the movement, short and the long and the deep breath. No! We live in discernment and dispassion when the mind becomes subtle. Otherwise, it will keep hanging on the name and the form in the body. By looking at the breath, you are looking at who is looking at the breath, who is the looker of the breath, who is the knower of the breath. How it comes, that ability comes from the discernment and dispassion. How beautiful it is. We are not doing anything. Why I say so? Opposite of knowledge is ignorance. Opposite of knowledge is not an action or a practice. Same example, 29 Wilton Street. No, 27. What practice I did to know, to drop the wrong and to get to the right? I need not to do anything. I removed my ignorance, the darkness. I am not the body. So I am not the breath. Let us go deeper. Subtler mind, thoughts, feeling, images, experiences. Where it is happening? In the mind. Pick up only one point of awareness that we can learn from the seeker narrating the experience. Whatever is changing is not me, can never be me. Now tell me, any experience remains in the mind forever pertaining to the world? No. But the experiences are constantly coming and going. Let them come and go. I am aware. I am none of them. Nothing belongs to me. It is all mental experiences. That is the real meaning of the thoughts coming and going. Now see, when we have, again I am stressing, when we have, you have to study, you have to understand, you have to practice discernment and dispassion. So when you have this discernment and dispassion, for example, you have an acute pain in the body, and you are in a meditation. So when you have discernment and dispassion, it results into endurance, natural endurance, that separates you from the pain and the pain in the body. I'm just citing an example. Simple example. So dispassion, discernment, 6 treasures. When we live into the state of discernment and dispassion, the mind, intellect realizes the 6-fold treasure that is already present in my mind. You are just casually aware of the thoughts, feelings, sensation, all the experiences coming and going in the mind. That is all, yes. There is another way to be there. You are the only one who is constantly witnessing the changes taking place in the mind in terms of experiences, thoughts, feeling. There is only one who is witnessing. When you know that, you are simply there. What it means? Then you realize I am pure awareness. I am pure awareness. Knowledge removes ignorance. Action do not remove ignorance. Well, now go deeper than all these thoughts. There is nothing is left. So when nothing is left, we can give the term nothingness. The mind has nothing to see, feel, experience, change at that zone. So then what happens to the mind? Mind returns to itself. So when the mind returns to itself, then what is left? Awareness. So if the seeker says, I'm pure awareness, he is not wrong. Are we there? Seeker, while narrating the experiences, cautions. Until now I was deluded by the constant change, mind claiming this is me. Why I said so? You may be experiencing the change. That change is 29 and changeless is 27. Wilton Street. You have to simply know it. I know it's damn difficult to translate every verse into the practice. So this is what the seeker means, I am spotless. I see the spot, I see the change, and I am spotless. Niranjanaha, aho Niranjanaha. Shanto, I am the peace. Awareness of the space. Now tell me, let me tell you, the space, when you see the infinite space, that space is awareness, and the awareness is the space. You know, if your mind tricks you, okay, I see this space where I am. Forget about the rest. Don't allow the mind to question. See that. Beyond change. Aho Niranjanaha. Shanto. Aho Shanto. So the word aho means aha, wow moment. I am peace. I am awareness. Beyond change. No identification with the mind. we're almost in a state of doing nothing. And we did nothing. I told you again. Is their house is 27 Wilson Street? No. No, 29? No. 27. What practice I need to do to know this? So when we are at the highest level of a seeker, the mind is ready to grasp it. Beyond change, spotless peace and awareness. Aho niranjanah shanto bodhoham prakrate parah. Mindfulness or meditation, the path that we are only understanding and the knowledge is required. But then we have a caveat. Only the seeker succeeds. It means I live into the highest level of discernment and dispassion, plus 6 treasures. And then the listening alone can awaken the meditative state. Wonderful. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand. Be there. Bring your mind on the left hand. Be there. Lift your both the palms. Place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Breathe. Bring your mind on the left hand. Be there. Lift your both the palms. Place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Breathe. Bring your mind on the left hand. Be there. Lift your both the palms. Place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Breathe. The palms know your experiences. And we will share our experiences now. How are you, Stephen?
I'm actually amazing. It was such a good experience. I have three distinct memories through this: your voice and your lesson, and when. In lieu of any thoughts, the only thing I kept repeating in my own head was discernment, dispassion, pure awareness.
Beautiful.
And the third experience was nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And I was aware of nothing. I was sitting there, and it was during the times when you weren't talking, is where I'm like, okay, here I am. And there's absolutely nothing going on. There's no thought. There was no anticipation. There was no anything. I was just there. Just whatever happened would happen. And it was fantastic.
Beautiful. That's an aha moment. And we should live into that aha moment 24/7. Yes, you rightly picked up the thing that I have to pay more and more attention to become a seeker with discernment, with dispassion, and then leave everything. It will come on its own. Rightly said. How are you, Anne? Unmute first.
Yeah, I feel very quiet. I felt a lot of inner stillness.
Lot of stillness.
And my head is completely empty.
Completely empty. You see, you did nothing.
Yeah, of the mind.
You see, you did nothing. What it means, the emptiness is already present there. But why it is not there? Because the mind is deluded, duped by its own ignorance.
Okay.
So beautiful. How are you, David and Jerry?
It was very excellent for me. It was, I would just say detachment. I made the real distinction between the body and my body, the mind and my mind.
That's good.
And so when I made that distinction of the body and the mind, there was this real relief and detachment, and I just was in peace the entire time.
Ah, what a beautiful experience. You see that again, we have to pay more attention to become a seeker. The rest will follow. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I had a little bit of color initially, just white, and so I don't know if that was activity or what that was, but I haven't had color for a while. And then after that went away, it was just still, like just that space, and I just stayed in the space the entire time.
Beautiful. So. Yeah, the white color represents Sato Guna. The mind is living in a purified state. So the entire journey of becoming a seeker is to help the mind to live into Sato Guna. Another way to put it. When we live in Sato Guna, it means we are a seeker. When we are a seeker, we have a discernment and dispassion. So, explanation may be different, but it is the same thing. How are you, Sam?
Well, I was having a tough time even moving towards the mute button. I had a very interesting set of experiences starting when we were talking about getting away from the body and going to the breath. And then I created this analogy in my head that every time I was breathing in or out, I was turning on or turning off a light switch. So I was thinking about who was doing that. And then I was thinking about who was enjoying doing that. But again, I've had this a couple times where I'm completely content, and then I was starting to think, okay, when I'm breathing in, maybe I'm turning the light on, not off, and off, not on. So I developed a kind of disorientation about what was up and what was down and what was left and what was right and what was in and what was out. And I guess that was kind of the point, right? I stopped judging all of that.
And the moment you stop judging that, you are already into that state of the peace. Yes, this also happens in meditation. So when the mind keeps that question that who is the doer and who is the enjoyer, the question drops with the answer of pure awareness, spotless, taintless. So as we start finding who is the doer here, who is the enjoyer here, and then we find there is no doer and the enjoyer, we'll end up in pure awareness. That's good. That's beautiful. How are you, Vaibhav?
So it was a very nice experience. I feel like that there's something which is monitoring what's happening like inside me. So moving towards the monitor that